Dear students, I am Gulam Hassan Rathar, one of your teachers from Government Girls High School, Bilgam. Today, I am going to discuss a topic with you from the history part of your social science book. Taking the advantage of online means, my today's topic is from the chapter Socialism and Europe and the Russian Revolution. It is one of the chapters of your book. You know that here we are bound to our syllabus. In today's lecture, I will tell you that what were the social, economic, and political conditions of Russia before revolution. We see that Russian Revolution is the one of major revolutions of the world which affected the entire globe, and it was a great historical event when there was a revolution in Russia. So today I will tell you that what were the social conditions, economic conditions, and political conditions, etc., at the time of revolution in Russia. You also know that Russia is one of the European countries. It has its historical background. It is a great country of the world. We see that at the time of revolution in the 19th century, European countries had undergone important social and economic changes. But Russia was still living in the old world. The Tsars still believed in the divine rights of kings. The old feudal autocracy still continued in Russia. We see that the condition of Russian peasants was deplorable. The nobility and the upper layers of the clergy enjoyed special privileges and all other rights. Feudalism formed the basis of agriculture. Dear students, this is about the social condition of Russia at the time of revolution, and also the serfdom was abolished in 1861 AD, but it did not improve agriculture. Their tools and methods of cultivation were age old. For the small holding they acquired, they had to pay heavy redemption dues. Land hunger of peasants formed a major social problem in Russian society. So, when we see about the social condition of Russia, the condition is likewise, which I briefly put before you. And when we see that in any part of the world, in any country, in any region, different factors remain responsible for revolutions and had remained responsible for revolutions. So when we see the social condition of Russia, this was likewise which I told you. And after that, we see that economic condition, political condition, and then all related things, other things, they also remain responsible for this. When we see what was the economic condition at that time, there was no middle class in Russia, and as such, industrialization in Russia began very late and then developed at fairly fast rate. The foreign capitalists invested large sums in different industries to amass huge profits. The foreign investors were more interested in early profits than in improving the conditions of the workers. And we see even the Russian capitalists exploited the workers and paid them low wages to compete with foreign investors. And to compete with foreign investors, they use the laborers, the workers, but forced them to take lower wages for this labor. The workers had no political rights. The conditions of the workers in Russia were very miserable. They were forced to lead a wretched life. That's why the workers were dominated by the ideas of socialism. This was the economic condition of Russia at the time of revolution. So when we see that for common masses, the social condition and the political condition was not good, was not fair. So these were the things which led people to go for a revolution in Russia. I think in today's lecture it's sufficient for you. Other things we will discuss in next lectures, inshallah. I hope that taking the advantage of home city, you will try to remember these things, listen these things, to enhance your knowledge and to be ready for forthcoming examinations, because we don't know what is there in store for us in the coming days, as we are under the next wave of COVID-19 now. This is in the year 2021. God knows better what's in store for us all. But the time given to us is very precious for us. We need to use it wisely for enhancing our knowledge and to be ready for any test, any examination in the future. And at the same time, we have not to be careless about our health, about the health of others. So this is also a main point which social science teaches us. I think it is sufficient for you in today's lesson, today's lecture. In next lectures, I'll be meeting you, inshallah, with more stuff. Till then, goodbye. God bless you all.